The general idea from India is that you go to the US, you have an excellent life, you go to parties in the weekends, and yeah, it's US after all. So I did not find that when the courses were in full swing, there will be ample number of assignments which you have to work on, and those are lengthy ones. You will not be able to like do it overnight. I mean, of course, there are students who do that. I am an average student, so for me, I had to give quite an amount of time for that, for doing the assignments. Then there is job search, and you have to fend for yourself. You have to do your cooking, you have to do your laundries, you have to do your cleaning of the house, everything. No one is there to do that for you. If you don't cook, you don't eat. That is bottom line.
So in the previous video, you were talking about some like metric like ROI. So can you just explain a bit further what is ROI and how does it factor in choosing universities and stuff?
Yeah, that's a very good point. So ROI is something which is known as the return on investment. So it's basically, the concept is very simple, that how much are you spending on your education compared to how much time will you be taking after you get a job from that university to pay back to, or not pay back to, like earn basically whatever you have spent. Or like many students, they take up education loans while coming here for the studying. So how much time will you be taking for paying back the education loan? So it's basically a ratio of that return on investment. How much return are you getting based on how much you're investing on your education? So that's one of the factors which I felt is important, like when you are choosing your university, because there are great universities, of course, everywhere in the US, and maybe a university is great, but it's in a very costly city. And of course, once you get pass out from the university, you will of course land a very good job, and yes, you can pay off the debt whatever you have in a in a time frame, maybe 2 years or something. Uh, Maybe you can have that similar kind of a job and have similar kind of repayment time for the similar amount of loan or debt, whatever you have. But you are staying in a city which is much cheaper, but the university is great. Maybe not in the similar tier or the similar ranking as the earlier example I gave, but you end up with a similar kind of job. So the ROI of the second university will be much higher compared to what
Like
we first one. Yeah.
basically as like in our case, India companies come in campus and they provide job. Like in your case, as that doesn't often happen. So I think other factors come into play. Like how much is the cost, like how much is the rent, all those things come into play to
Yes.
that
Yes.
factor. Instead
Like for
of being like
example, there are like great universities up in New York, and there are other cities which are quite costlier compared to where I was staying, Gainesville. But like our university, they have a very good ROI. If you like check the metrics over Google, you will see that our university have a very good ROI. So one of the best, I guess, in the US. So yes, like there are many universities like that, and I just give an example. So yes, that is something you should definitely look into.
so yeah, like instead of like the like companies, you should look at how are the professors there, what teachers are they doing, and how is the
Yes,
cost over there. These things should come into your factor. Like what
yes,
these are
yes,
the
of course.
points that you should keep in mind while looking for
So,
shortlisting for universities.
yes.
Let's start. So we are discussing about your internships and how you find apply for different internships and you got different companies. So yeah, you can discuss about your internships and how you build your profile basically.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the main things that you need to look into while you're doing your, I mean, while you're starting your masters. So what I felt is like it's best if you have a clear idea of what you want to do, in which industry you want to be, which domain you want to be. so that you can take up the courses as per your domain. So
So
there are tips
yeah,
like,
how you like researched about the courses? What things like let's say one person has decided he want to work in analog domain only, in the hardware domain only. So then how you research about the courses?
yeah. So like I wanted to be in the analog domain itself, like to do study more on device physics, transistor level, chip design, etc. So what I did, like first of all, before joining any university, I had to do the research on like which university is doing researches on this domain, which university has good professors on this domain. I mean,
That you search from the YouTube or like through different like Google search or something
no, you can
from
get the.
the websites there.
Yes, you have to go
In-
to the while applying, you have to go to different university websites, and there you need to like most of them have one or the other pages which concerns with their which deals with their research, then lab, then the faculties of the department, which faculty is doing what research, what lab is there. So all these things you need to take care of before application, like or like before accepting any admit which you have received. So one university maybe it's one of the prime universities, but in your domain it might not be doing much of a work on. So you it's better you don't you go to somewhere else which deals more with your domain, whatever domain you want to be. So this is something that you need to look into. So I chose University of Florida because I found like there were good professors and good researchers, like latest researchers were going on in this domain, and also there were labs where work was going on, and also there are other reasons. So I will come to that later. So there is something known as a return on investment. So that financial thing I will get back to it later. So yeah, so once you have done that and once you have started your course, uh, technically I felt that the race kind of starts from that time. So either you prepare yourself up that okay fine the two you and you just have 2 years to do whatever you can. You don't have like 4 years to okay fine I will try this domain, I will try that domain, I will try something, and then I will apply for jobs, etc. No, you can't do that. You just have to like just 4 semesters. And you if you join in fall, then you have to it's better, it's of course optional, but most of the international students they try to get an internship in the next summer. So you just have 2 semesters before that to land an internship. So that is something which you need to look into. So what happened to me was after I joined, I was prepared to like, okay, fine, I will take up courses which deals with analog IC design, then device physics, all these topics. So for that, I needed to brush up few of the basic electronics concepts which I had studied during my undergrad. So that's what I was lucky that the professors of my undergrad university, they were also like excellent professors, and they had um, built up concepts which helped me throughout. So that's one of the things and like I still interact with them, I still talk to them regarding these topics. So yeah, they're great. So yeah, once so what happens, you have to keep pace with the coursework which is happening in your university, and if you get some time you need to like brush up with what you had learned earlier. For me it was the case because I was in different domain after my undergrad for 3 years, and I had lost the touch of it. So if you're doing your masters right after your undergrad, so that is, I would say, a better idea, I would say, because if you are okay, if you're working in the same domain after your undergrad, then it's fine. Then it's absolutely fine. That is much better. You have much opportunities for better admits, etc. But if not, then you need to brush things up. And
like
like, Yeah.
One thing I want to ask, does it also affect like your gap? Like you are not in the same industry for 3 years during the admission process, during the application process. Did it affect you, or like it didn't matter much?
Okay, so no, the gap did not matter. There are people who have applied like after working 6, 7 years, 10 years. So the gap doesn't matter. But if you have worked in some relevant industry with which you want to, which in the domain you are applying for your masters, then you have better chances of getting into better universities, like more elite universities. So that is something. But again, if you build your profile, if you have a very very strong SOP and very good LORs, then even that is taken care of at times. So yes. So yeah, after I joined, I took up courses like IC design and device physics, all these things, power electronics, etc. And within like if you join in fall, within a week or maybe 2, 3 weeks, there will be something known as the career fair. So universities here, they do not have that. Like we have in India, we have the placement drives, etc., where companies come and they conduct exams, written exams. Then they have, if you qualify, clear that, then you have an interview round, etc., and they directly do the,
Higher from them, right?
yeah, they hire from the universities itself. But here it's, I mean, at least I what I have seen, it's not that, and that's what I have heard from other university friends also. So here we have the career fair. So in career fair, different universities, different industries attend that. Of course, after I mean, they are invited by the universities and they attend that career fair, and you need to interact with them. They explain what they do and what relevance they have with your whatever you're wanting to work on, and they like take your resumes and they keep them in their what I would say, uh, yeah, they keep them so that once they go back to their industries again, I mean, to their workplaces again, they, I mean, basically they are HRs who come here, and sometimes some even technical managers, etc. So they distribute the resumes to their respective departments, which is relevant to the profile you're looking for. So this helps in a way that you do not have to go through the automated screening process of the resumes. So the resumes directly reach to the hands of the managers. Otherwise, when you apply online, first of all, your resume has to go through a screening software, after which it will be going to the respective managers. So that thing is avoided. So yes, this way, this is how career fairs work. And so yeah, once you join in fall, very soon you will have this fall career fair, and you need to prep yourself up before that, at least to some extent. So I had the, I mean, my university has a good tie-up with TI, Texas Instruments. So they came, like they do hire a lot from, I mean, they hire from our university and other universities also, because they have many of the alumni working there. So yeah, you had something to ask.
Yeah, like the career fair thing you are talking about. So you submit the resume, then
Mhm.
what happens? Is there like this? It goes to the manager. So if the manager likes your resume,
Mhm.
so like does like then what happens? It like interview happens, or like a screening test will happen, or like what is the
Yeah,
process?
no. So the career fair gets over, and the managers or HRs, they go back to their workplaces. They distribute the resumes, etc. And then if the manager feels you fit for the role, they will directly like set up calls with you. So after the career fair, you need to look out for mails. You need to send follow-up mails to the managers. I mean, or the HRs whom you had given your resumes to see how things are going. So yeah, you need to watch out for that. So if you are a fit candidate for that role, they will contact you over mail and then set up the further processes like interviews, etc.
Okay, like interview you have to give after that, obviously. Like, they will give
Yeah,
you if
interview has to be there. Yeah, this is just
okay, no,
that.
but no screening test or something like that. Like no written
No,
test.
no, there is no more like resume screening kind of thing after that. So you
like
submit your
written test.
resume.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is there, but
written
there is no
test.
written.
Oh, okay, okay. Written test, I see. Yeah. So there is no written test here. Like in India, we have the written tests, etc. No, here there is no written test. Whatever you need to solve right in front of the interviewer who is taking the interview. If you move to the interview round, so that interview thing I will come later. So
Yeah,
yeah. So yes, so Texas Instruments, they came, they had interactions, they took down resumes. So few companies, what they will do, they will bring like a full recruitment team, and they will do the interviews right then and there. So, but not every, like maybe a couple of companies will do that, who have like maybe a good rapport with the university, etc. So they will do that. So TI does that at our university, and yeah, that's how I ended up with the interview. And first I gave the interview for
like did you to like tell how you built your resume, or like what was in your resume? Did you tell that
yeah,
part?
yeah, sure. So I had to initially, I had no idea like how to prepare my resume for that. So I interacted with a few of my friends who were working in the same domain in other universities, or like who are working in the industry. And also your universities will have their career connection centers which help you uh, draft your resume in a very proper way, which goes through which strikes at the to the managers that okay, fine. So there are a few things which you need to take care of when you're building your resume. One is that the template should be, whatever you're using should be very clean, and if you feel that okay, I am good in graphics designing and all, and I will make a very flowery resume, that doesn't work at all. That doesn't work at all. It will never go through the resume screening process if you're applying online. And so yeah, keep your resume very clean. There is, if you just Google it, you can get standard templates from Stanford and Harvard and all. You can definitely use that. And also there's something known as action words. You need to use those action words for your resume. You cannot like for example, you did a transistor, an amplifier design in Cadence, for example, in a software which does the transistor design, and you just mentioned that so your experience was, for example, in as an intern in so and so company, and what activity you did. I designed this amplifier with this gain, etc., this phase margin, etc. So if you write that and someone else writes that, okay, this is the company, this is the position I was in, and what work he did, he or she did, she here they mentioned like um, designed and simulated a two-stage amplifier uh, using this software in this technology node. And then the next bullet is um, did verified this design using these simulations, then achieved a gain of this and this. So these words like performed, achieved, led, these are all like action words. So the more you use action words for the statements, the higher are the chances of your resume getting through the screening softwares. This is something you need to look into. And yes, that's how I mostly
Like, did you did any project before that? Like before TI, like you submitted the resume. Was there any projects in your resume?
before TI application, no, I didn't have anything. I didn't have
So,
anything.
like, what was in your resume basically?
Yeah, so in my resume, I just had my undergrad scores, etc., and what subjects I had done in my undergrad, like relevant subjects, not everything. Like you have n number of subjects in your undergrad, you cannot give those. So just the relevant ones, and the ones where if on which if you're questioned, you can answer those. Your initial work ex, if you had any. If you don't have, it's okay, it doesn't matter. They also know, the recruiters also know that you have just joined, so they won't be expecting that. And more or less, if you know any softwares, it's good. If you don't, it's fine. So it will be a very very basic resume. So
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, that is fine, they know that. So, but when you are appearing at the interview, then they will ask they will go through the basic questions, fundamentals. Like if you're applying for analog domain, like they will ask for, yeah, and they know that you have completed a month or 1.5 months, so they exactly know what all things you could have learned in this time. They will expect you to know whatever you have done in your undergrads. For example, if you go to device physics, they will expect you to know what are like channel length modulation effects, then
Body effect.
the body effects, and like if you are drawing an IV characteristic of a transistor like VDS, drain voltage versus drain current, why is the current not flat in the saturation region? Why is it slowly rising up? Just so what causes that? What is lambda and all these things, and few uh, circuits which are very commonly used like current mirrors, etc. So for frequency response, like basics of what is phase margin and how to ensure stability with phase margin. So yeah, like very fundamental stuff.
Like,
Transistors, BJTs.
do they ask RC also, or just direct?
Yeah, yeah,
Just
of
only.
course. RC circuits, RLC circuits, diodes. So these are things which you have. They will expect that you know from your undergrad. You don't need
Yeah.
to. Okay, there's a few circuits like current meters and all, which I told that might not have been done in your undergrad. Like I am not sure if few universities maybe
So
do it.
that is also, yeah. Like, for our gate, we have to study about current. It's not
Yeah,
specifically,
yeah.
not
For
yeah,
gate, like
specifically,
I
but sometimes that come up, like that circuits come up, the current
Yes.
circuits.
So yeah, anyways, like these are very fundamental circuits and concepts which they expect you to know. And if you are good with that, generally they accept because they know that you are applying for like internship positions, not full times. So yeah, that is how it would go. The only challenge is to get the interview call, and for that you cannot do much other than preparing a good resume. That's it.
So,
So
like, in your college, you had career fields. So, if someone like doesn't have the career fields, or if someone doesn't get selected through the career field, then he has to, or he or she has to apply through their website and online
yes,
and stuff.
through their
Oh,
websites, through LinkedIn. One
mhm.
thing I would suggest, many people have say that LinkedIn doesn't help much and all those things, but I personally prefer LinkedIn a lot. I have like separate tabs open for relevant jobs to my profile, and whenever I sit at my personal PC, I just refresh that tab and see whatever job openings have come up. So LinkedIn, please use LinkedIn as much as possible. If you're what I did, I took up like premium subscriptions. There are many ample number of discounted premium subscriptions. Just look out for that, and or if possible, just pay for it and have the premium subscription at least for 6 months after you join, or whenever you need to look for jobs. Do have the premium subscriptions, or even if not, just use LinkedIn as much as possible. Scroll through, just scroll through the posts. You will, of course, out of 10, maybe four posts come up for which is relevant to your
Jobs.
profile.
Yeah.
Yes, follow people who are in the same domain, who are working in the industry in that same domain. They come up with like, okay, I'm hiring, or there is open positions. All these, use that. Connect as much as possible over LinkedIn so that
But
it's.
one thing I want to ask, like, in our industry, what happens is like, in India, what I have seen is people do post about job posting, but mostly it's for like 3 year, 4 year experience people. So then it becomes a bit difficult to like
Okay.
to get. But up there, is it different? That's what I
Yeah.
want to know.
So different HRs or managers or anyone, they post even for like open hiring for interns, summer interns, or for spring interns. They if they're hiring, you obviously get posts for internships also, and full-time positions also. So look out for them. Like it's not like looking for freshers, new college grads with experience of 3 years and 4 years. No, it's not like that. I've seen posts like that where, I mean, in India, that they are looking for new joiners but having experiences of so and so years. So no, don't
No,
worry about that.
yeah, yeah, that also I have seen. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So if they are hiring for interns, they will. give postings for interns. They have separate postings for full times. So yes, that is there. Don't The postings are very clear. You will get to know. Even if you go to their websites and all company websites, it's very clear. So that is how you have to. And yes, you need to balance your studies with this job
Job
hunting
search.
process, and that becomes kind of a strenuous process because you will have lots of assignments to work on. And assignments here, you it's not like you will sit just the day before your submission and you will finish it off. No, at least I didn't feel that. I'm not sure, I cannot speak of other subjects or something, but for my subjects it was a lot. Like in a span of, here semesters are four months: August, September, October, November. Yeah, kind of 4 months. And for three courses in total, I had like around 32 to 35 assignments in this time. On top of that, there were around, how many exams? Including the final exams, there were around 10 exams. Yes.
So, like, how are the exams? Like, are they similar pattern over in India like that, or is it something
Ah,
different?
that completely depends on how the professor wants to conduct the exam. There is no fixed rule. There are different kinds of exams. Like either you have take you sit go normal traditional ones. You go to your classroom during the date of the exam. You sit there, you get the question papers, you solve it there, and you give the answers. That is one process, the traditional one. Second is it's take home. Maybe you they give you the questions. You can take the questions home. They give you a day or two to finalize your answers and then upload the answers online. That is mostly done if you have like any design questions or something like that. So so that you get to work on software designing it. And there is something like online exams. So there is something as honor log. So you have to come online, switch on your camera, and there is a software known as honor log, so which will do like online proctoring. So it will record everything what every candidate is doing, and the questions will be on the screen with a particular amount of time, and you have to solve it and maybe answer it online. The correct answers you have to mark it. So that's this is how. And yeah, there are some in-class question exams which are like open notes, so you can use your books, your cheat sheet. There is previous student professors allow cheat sheets also, like you can write down the formulas and all and bring. So yeah, these are different kinds of exams that happen.
So, like, how is the grading done over there? Is it relative or like it's absolute, absolutely?
For masters, there is a slight difference in grading for masters and bachelor students. Master students are given a bit of a more leniency. I won't say too much, maybe 5% more leniency than the undergrad students, because they consider here that the master students are working like on more on research and on finding jobs, etc. So that is the only advantage. Slight bit of it. Maybe in the exams there is a bonus question for the undergrad students, and for masters you do not have any bonus questions that is there. But uh, in the grading time, there will be more of for the master student, there will be some curves which are done. Like if the overall grades are very low for of the class for the master student, it will be curved to maybe uh, the ones who have scored too poorly. They will be their grades will be curved to maybe a grade curve or something that will be done. So these kinds of little bit leniencies are given to the grad students, but it's hardly significant, I would say, because competition is quite a lot. Like you will have students here from all over the world, and not just your home country. So, and I trust me, the students are excellent, I would say. Most of them are. So you need to have, you can't rely that, okay, fine, even if I don't score good, it will be curved. No, don't depend on that at all. Try to give your best in every exam possible, so that if there is curve, I would say it's best that if there is curve and your grades are not affected by curve, That means you did a good score, so it doesn't need to be curved anymore. That is the best result, I would say. So you should always, I would say, target for that. And yeah, that is how the exams and gradings, and that also depends on professor to professor. They have their way. There is a standard grading procedure for the university, but again, professors determine their own too. Yeah.
So, like, does the grades matter during the interview process, like shortlist your resume also,
Mm,
or doesn't matter? Like,
yeah. So
okay's grade is fine, or like if someone has higher grade than the other person, then he may be selected or something.
correct. So yeah, that's a good topic. So what happens that many of the companies at times, I won't name them, but few of them, they have a cutoff for grades, which they mention in their requirements itself, like job requirements. They have a cutoff of like 3.7 out of 4. So yeah, here it is the GPA system. So everything is graded out of 4. So they will keep a cutoff of 3.7 or 3.6. So few, and you can imagine like taking up the analog domain and trying to keep a grade of like that. Yeah. So you
That
can
is,
imagine.
yeah. Like in India, like mostly companies have a below 8, like out of 10 or below 8 GPA. Here also GPA below 8,
No,
like for undergrad.
if you have
But
eight,
that is,
eight means if you there is no exact conversion of grade from 10 to 10 point to 4 point, but eight means it will be quite a low GPA here. You cannot.
yeah, it's almost like 3.3, I think,
No, it
bit
will
more
not
than
be
3.
3 because I had my out of 10 GPA in India in above like 9 point something, 9.1 or something. But here, when I converted that like through a proper software, by inserting all my grades and what is the grading system, it turned out to be 3.58. So no, if it is 8
Okay,
out of 10, then it is
even
of
lower.
course below 3. Yeah, you can't afford that.
Yes. Okay.
That's what you are given, all the opportunities, you're given world class education, you have to make the best of it. No one will accept
Uh,
right. But yeah, mostly the industries, they allow a GPA of 3 out of 4, 3.2. That is good enough for most of the jobs you apply for. But yeah, the higher the better, because firstly, this cutoff for few companies. Secondly, even if some company doesn't mention in explicitly in their profiles, I don't know if they do that cutoff. So better to be on the safe side. Thirdly, the first thing which comes in your resume is which university you are studying in, which domain, and what is your current GPA. So from my personal experience, I have seen that during when the interview starts, I have seen many of the interviewers taking a look into that and saying something, commenting something on your GPA. But it's absolutely fine if you have 3.2, someone has 3.6, 3.7. It's fine if you can prove yourself throughout the rest of the process through answering questions in the correct way. That is fine. That's fine. But yeah, I just feel that it brings on a positive impression when you start the interview, because that is the first thing which you mention in your resume. But
so,
not
like,
everything
yeah.
is marks based for sure. Don't worry much about that.
So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like people like here, like you go to the US, you just have fun and all this, but you are saying completely something different.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I have seen students like with different kinds of students, but the general idea from India is that you go to the US, you have an excellent life, you go to parties in the weekends, and yeah, it's US after all. So I did not find that um, when when the courses were in full swing, there will be ample number of assignments which you have to work on, and those are lengthy ones. You will not be able to like do it overnight. I mean, of course, there are students who do that. I am an average student, so for me, I had to give quite an amount of time for that, for doing the assignments. Then there is job search. Then yeah, I was mostly occupied with these two things: the coursework and job. So that will take up a
Yes.
considerable amount of time, and you have to fend for yourself. You have to do your cooking, you have to do your laundries, you have to do your cleaning of the house, everything. No one is there to do that for you. If you don't cook, you don't eat. That is bottom line.
So we're talking about your internship. So you did your internship. Was it for like 2 months internship?
Yeah, internships here are generally for 3 months, three
Hmm.
or 4 months. And if it is a co-op, there is something as co-op that is longer than that. That is probably 6 months or something. Generally, if you start your internship in summer and it's just a summer internship, you will be done from like May to August or something. And if it is a
Okay.
co-op, it will go on to the next semester also.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we have just less than 1 minute left, so we can just rejoin
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Now we were talking about the co-op interns and stuff. So yeah, you were explaining what is a co-op intern and like normal interns. So please continue.
Yeah. Sure. So there's some two things which is the internship and a co-op. Internship generally lasts for around 3.5 months, and co-op is extended for around 6 months or something. So, for example, if you are starting a summer internship, starting from May, if it's an internship, it will end in like August or something, because you will come back for your fall semester, which starts from August. And if it's a co-op, so it will continue for the fall semester also. So I mean till December. So that's how internships and co-ops are. There are many a times when you join for an internship, and maybe that team requires you to continue again, to continue more. So you have to convert that internship into I mean they will help you convert that internship into a co-op also. So
Okay.
that, yes, that is possible, and that is mostly allowed by the universities also. Or, for example, if you start an internship in fall semester and you want to continue that for the next spring semester also, all those are accepted. In many universities there are some different policies, etc. Like you cannot do an internship in your last semester or something like that. There are particular credits you can take, number of hours you can take for an internship. All those things are there that you will get to know once you join the course
Yeah.
or your curriculum. So yeah, that is something. And yes, that's how an internship and co-op is.
Yeah. So like, are there opportunities to convert those into full-time offers, full-time roles, or like you don't get that chance? Like you have to apply separately for that.
Yeah, so that is the best part of an internship or a co-op. So you get maximum opportunity for converting that internship or co-op into a full-time offer. So that is what most companies do. But many a times, what happens, like there are no openings currently, so they will not be able to convert your internship to full-time positions, or
Like
maybe they did not like your work much. So many that all those things happen. But yeah, there is a good possibility for converting that into a full-time offer.
there are a very high number of chances that if you get a
Exactly.
co-op, if you work like correctly and if you do your work good,
Yes,
then you will be
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
That is a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that happens in our own industry only, like in the semiconductor industry, or like it is for all the industries also. Serious.
No, that is mostly for all industries,
Okay, okay,
because
okay.
generally they hire interns for wanting to give them full-time offers itself, because they are investing on you, right? During an internship,
Yeah, yeah,
they're spending on you.
yeah.
So they will, like, overtaking a new employee again, they will of course prefer you if they have the opportunity. Yes.
So like now I think you are interning there, so you don't have any coursework right now, like, or do you have coursework also
Yes, so
in
I
Skyworks?
I had managed my so there is particular number of credits you need to take for completing your master's degree. So for me, the way I had taken the credits, that for this semester, this is my last semester, and I had only one credit to complete the required number of credits for completing my master's. So I took up those credits in this for my internship only, and you can take credits for an internship or co-op. But again, that might be varying from college to college, but generally you can take credits for your internship or co-op. Yes.
Okay, so like as you told, right, you can in the previous part that you can take takes also in your semesters, all those like you can do. There's a lot of flexibility, but like here you're telling like you have to finish all these things, you have to do the assignments and all those things. So like what was like about the flexibility there, and like what is the difference with this? Like
Yeah. So okay. So flexibility in the view that there is no fixed number, fixed courses you need to take. So, for example, uh, you have this I'm saying for my MS students particularly, because MS students are more focused on the domain they want to be, and they have very short amount of time. Like you don't have much time to experiment around, right? You have to do get into internships and all. So even here, what you can do is there is no fixed amount of course number of courses you uh, have to take. Like for example, I took up courses ABC, but there are maybe 20 more courses which I can take, but I do not take because this is what I'm interested in. And there is a lab which I can take, I cannot take, depends on me. Like the courses are completely based on your interest. It's not something that you have to take. So I am not sure how the M.tech coursework is in India, so I won't be able to comment on that. So this is what I have seen here for MS. And for undergrads, I have seen students like they this many students they take part in different lab works, lab research. Like you can work with professors even in your undergrads, and you there are some depth and breadth courses. So if you are an ECE student, you can there is a certain number of credits you can take which you want to give to maybe music or something like that. So these kinds of things which you can take, but of course, like there are some particular amount of credits which you have to take for the area you want to focus, but there are many other chances you get for exploring other aspects also, doing your research work, focusing on that, working under any professor even in your undergrad for any particular research or any particular lab. So yes, this is how it is here. So I'm not sure how it happens back in India, especially for M.tech. I cannot comment because I have not seen that for undergrad. I guess it. I mean, of course,
no,
there are pros and cons of how the curriculum is in India. So I mean, there is no. I cannot compare these two, but yeah, this is how it is here, and that is how it is in India.
yeah, for M.tech, like I can say, like here also they are that you can choose your courses. Like in few branches also, there is a liberty, but few are fixed. Few courses I think are fixed, and few are optional, which you can choose, like to get your credits and stuff in which domain you want to work in. That
Hmm.
you can choose. Okay, like here also there is, but I don't think that much flexibility is here as much as like it is there over the US. So like one more thing I wanted to ask is that so you have to finish your course within these 2 years. What if you don't? What if you are not able to finish? Does that
Uh,
have a negative impact on your career or something like that?
no, if you have a legit reason for your delay, you can absolutely do that because your F1 visa is, I guess, for 5 years. Yes,
Okay.
your student visa is for 5 years. Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
can do.
like other than that, like it won't affect you, like you getting a job or something. That won't affect.
I have never heard any job getting affected for any delay or gaps or something because here I have seen that all they're worried about is how much you know.
Yeah, how much like what is the current situation of you? Like that is
Yes.
what at most what they're
What
worried about.
if you got delayed because you gave some time in some research or something? I think, I mean, from company point of view, that should not be a problem. But for as international students, there are some visa restrictions and all which is there. But I mean, for local students here, they're like they don't care about that at all. Many students like drop a semester or something for some reason, for some research focus and something. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So exactly, I won't be able to say that how much you can delay, but yeah, from company point
Like
of view,
one semester that like yeah you can like if there's
yeah,
some urgent thing or something.
yeah,
Okay, so that is one thing. So like as you said, you finished your courses like earlier and you got all the credits, I think. So,
yeah. I
like
just have one credit left to be taken this semester, which I'm taking through my internship.
okay, so
Yeah.
if someone wants to do an internship like co-op intern like you, he has to finish his credits by like by the this third semester, so that uh, he
No,
can
like
like
this is my final semester, which is the fourth semester, you can say.
okay
But I
yeah.
had like one credit left to be taken. So I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
that through the internship. So it's not that after completing your credits, you have to do the internship. Like
Uh,
even last summer, I took 3 credits for my 2 credits for my internship, which I did. So now I'm taking 3 credits, out of which like one credit will be, I just need one, but I have to take three because the policy is like if you're doing an internship in spring, you have to take 3 credits. So yeah, you can take your credits through your internship also.
Okay, like what if someone like haven't like he has more than two credits left to like get his master's done. So like still he wants to do an internship here. So he has to do both things parallel. Is it like do the like coursework there also and also do the internship or
Like
like
just for example, if you have maybe 4 credits left, even now to be taken, but uh, in an internship you can only take three. Then you
okay
have to take either an online course along which you have to do along with your internship. You have those provisions also, like there are online courses also which you can take, attend online and give the exams online, etc. Yes, this is also something which I have seen. There are many online courses. I mean, all the courses, most of the courses they offer like online platform. If you want to study from somewhere else, you can do that. Again, there are
but like
different.
the exam you have to give offline. Is it? Oh,
No, you can give, they those courses have the provisions for giving the exams online also. So yeah. So yeah, besides that, for the core credits part, yes. So if what you can do is you can take 3 credits for your internship and take another online course while doing your internship, or else you have to like drop the internship plan and you have to like be on campus and take
okay, okay.
coursework. Yeah.
Like one more thing I wanted to ask, I forgot to ask during the assignment part. So you told like you get so many assignments. So like, isn't it that case that you can discuss with your friends and like
Yes,
batchmates
of
or
course
like
you can discuss, of course, but uh, again, if you can either like putting it very bluntly, there are students who will, there might be students who would just like, okay, fine, before the submission, I will contact some of my friends and I will just copy it from them. There is that. Of course, there will
so
be.
like one thing I have to ask, like you get same assignments only or like it
Yes.
depends like
No, no,
like
no. Assignments are same. You can discuss, of course, but there are like policies of by your university that if they catch, I mean, the assignments are kind of scrutinized over plagiarism platforms. So if two students or something like that are caught with exact same assignments, then there are punishments for that. So punishment for plagiarism is very strict here. You can even lose your visa status. So that is something which is not advised at all. You can discuss for sure, but ultimately you should do your own assignment. Yes.
so yeah, that is one thing I wanted to ask. Okay, so like we discussed about your like all how so this co-op intern that you got, so this is through like off campus only or like this was also through career fair.
No, my first internship at TI was through Career Fair, and this internship I received is offline through off campus.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So like now what was in your resume? Like the project for TI was in your resume, I believe.
Yes,
So
project at TI helped immensely. That I mean, yeah. You go on with your question. I will explain this thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that. Like what things improve? Did you improve in your resume? What things were in your resume? Like before the first one. That is.
Yes. So the process I followed, like as soon as I started my internship. I I I got to know what will I be working on, and once I have gone through maybe halfway through my internship, I got a fair idea of what I'm doing or what I will be doing. I immediately put that in my resume, added that to my resume. So because that time I was targeting a fall internship also, so that's why I immediately added. But if you're not targeting that, you can hold on till your internship ends and you can add that complete thing in your internship. But either way, it's your choice. So I added the TI experience to my my resume, and coursework. Each coursework will have projects. Mostly, the coursework has projects. Like for analog courses, you will have design projects, etc. So I added that. That helped a lot. So what happened, like after that, when I started applying, I I started getting calls, and honestly speaking, I did not. You will get to know about referrals. So people say that you should always try to have referrals for the job positions you are applying for. Otherwise, it's very difficult. But I mean, that's of course, if you get, that's great. But none of my interviews which I got were from referrals. All of them were without reference. So you have to be continuously in the lookout for open positions. And once you get an interview call, uh, they will focus primarily on your resume. So whatever you have mentioned in your resume, they will primarily see how good you know those, or you have just done that and you do not have much idea about that. So that is the time when the projects help me a lot. Yes.
So, like during your like second this interview, like second internship you applied for, this one like what were the questions asked? Like they were not from the basic knowledge that you had. Like these were just mainly from your projects which you worked upon, right? So that
Yeah.
was the question.
So once you are halfway through your coursework and you have done an internship, they will not focus mainly on your basics because they know they see what you have done. So primarily they will question every detail about your internship work, what you have done. They will question about that. Once they are done, what I faced was they have their self-made questions. Like maybe they will just give you a random circuit and tell you to plot the input-output, transient response, etc. So that is something device physics they will ask either way because that is the basics you have to know. You have to be thorough with that. But again, not just like okay, this is IV curve or that why is it why what is the effect of CLM, etc. No, not just that. You will get to know more, I mean, more advanced topics on device physics, ion implant, hot electron effects, and all those things. Like lots of things are there, tunneling effects, etc. All are there. So because you will know those through your internships and coursework. So those are like advanced parts of device physics concepts. They will ask those, and yeah, I mean, basically more advanced questions. That's it. So if you're
Oh.
thorough with your coursework and your internships, you will definitely be able to handle those.
So like you only like you how many interview calls you got like after your TI project, like many or like it's
Yeah,
no?
so after my TI internship and all, I applied. Of course, you have to apply for lots of positions, and during that semester, my last fall semester, I mean, fall last year, 2023, like everyone knows that the market was terrible that time.
Yeah, yeah. That will
And
come to that will come to.
yes, and that had a connection with me not being able to convert after like internships and all. So yeah, that's a separate topic. But yes, my personal experience was there are lots of applications you need to do. You need to just like sit and whatever application, whichever company you get, just apply. You have your resume done,
Just apply. Yeah.
just apply.
Like, do you
And
like curate your resume according to that position, or just you simply just same
no,
resume
I
for
mean,
everything?
it's it's advised to do so, but I personally have not done that. Honestly speaking, I mean, I didn't get
Like, it may
big
happen like
to
because you don't have so many projects and stuff to like curate according to that only. You have like you had only I think one TI project and like your
I had
course. So
TI project, and then I had course projects for design. So yeah, like two, three design projects, one internship. That is good enough. I mean, that was good enough for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For most
Because
companies
there are
actually, I think.
with those itself, they can keep questioning you for hours. You won't even understand. So yeah, that is enough. But yeah, I got calls from how many? Yeah, I did get quite a number of calls. I mean, I would say that my friends, I don't know how they applied or they were not applying or something, but I guess I got most number of calls amongst them. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That is good. Okay, so like you are currently doing your internship now. So yeah, let's come to that topic. Actually, the scenario like currently what is happening. So I think around 2022 or 2021 to 2022, it was like great for all of the industries, for coding,
Yeah.
semiconductor, all
Yeah.
of the industry. Like huge number of hirings were happening. Just it was just after the COVID,
Yes.
everything was booming. So I think that was totally unexpected. So people just assumed that it will continue, but sadly it didn't, and like everything like got down now. Like in this year, like everything is pretty bad. So yeah, I heard like it obviously it can't match that those numbers, but I think it will recover to a certain extent in the next few years. So you can comment more on that as you were there. Like what is happening in the US currently. So
Yeah, so as you mentioned correctly, that 21, 22 companies kind of like overhired. Okay, so they hired immensely. Of course, like they got lots of projects, they needed people to work on, etc. So that was great. And 2023, or kind of towards the end of 22, or no, not 22 end, I would say 2023, probably from summer and all, things started to look pretty bad. Like the market dropped immensely, and but I would still say that thankfully I'm in the semiconductor industry, because if you follow the trend, semiconductor is the industry which drops kind of at the end of the process. Like all other industries drop initially, semiconductor is the one which drops in the end. So you of course, it was no secret that there were layoffs happening in IT, big firms in the IT industry,
like
because
yeah,
yes,
every day is like
layoff,
in LinkedIn we got to see some posts like
exactly,
in
layoffs
layoff.
happening. But if you follow those posts, you won't see much layoffs in the semiconductor industry. Hardly there were any. Of course, the hirings. That's why since there was no layoffs happening, the hirings were in a pretty bad shape, especially for new college grads. It was a nightmare. I mean, it still is. It's in, but now it is in a much better condition compared to last year. I feel. I'm not very sure because I'm not applying at the current moment. So last year it was a pretty bad condition, and when I wasn't able to convert my TI internship, I was pretty worried that TI is like they're excellent company, and
Yeah,
they do conversions a lot. You know, of course, you are
yeah,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's like actually the thing is like many people like they like dream about TI and stuff. So I tell them
Exactly.
like from if you won't get it now, you like you can obviously get to some other company, then you can switch back to here. So
Yes,
that is a
but
possibility.
that's of course a possibility. And all my friends told that okay, you have almost a year before graduation, you will of course make it. But what I thought that okay, I lost this opportunity of conversion after my internship, and that also there were reasons, not not related to how I performed, but as you know, there wasn't much hirings happening. So yeah, so that we fell victims to that. So if I could not convert this opportunity, then getting an off-campus call, clearing those interview rounds, and getting a job separately, that would be a big task, especially like
Yeah,
students like us, like average students like us. For us, it's quite a big job to convert that, and especially in a market like that, when you're getting a call, the recruiters are saying that, okay, you know that we have to be very stringent with our decisions since you know how the job market is. So you're getting that told upfront. So what more can you expect? So yes, I had how many? I had one, two, three, I guess from four companies I had interview from, and I did not apply for much different variety of companies in one company itself. Like I applied for a couple of different positions, but not many variety of companies, because you know that for analog there are very less number of
Yeah,
companies
yeah,
have the open positions, and especially last year it was even lesser. So yes, those many interviews I had. Then for my current internship co-op which I'm doing at Skyworks, they had like they had my the initial round was for an internship. Then they tried to bring me for an on-site interview for a full-time position. Then again they went back and hired me for an internship here because they needed someone here. So yeah, lots of things happen. The process, it will you will be in the flow once you get in the interview process. You don't have to worry about that. You will be informed about everything. But yeah, you have to keep applying. That's something which is very important.
okay. So like also like how is the like work over there like in TI? Like I'm also working here, so you were intern in TI US, so I want to like understand the difference. Like how like is it like fixed timings over there? You come get into the office at fixed time, then you get out of the office, or like you can do your work anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, that is what it the work environment I felt is very nice. It's the people are very good. They're very helpful. They're there for you. Like interns, they won't you won't feel that you're an intern because everyone is there to like leave their job and help you out whenever you need. That's excellent. I think that's there for all these companies in any country, I guess. So you will
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah, yeah.
face the
Like
same.
I interned at TI also. Like I also didn't feel like I was intern. Like
Exactly.
everyone was very helping at there.
Exactly, and all of them are very knowledgeable people. They will help you with the best of knowledge they have. And timing wise, we we didn't have any fixed timings. There was no like punch in punch out system, so you can come anytime. But yeah, of course, you have to have 40 hours in a week, so you should keep in mind that thing. Okay, yeah, that's something a requirement which you need to fulfill here if you're doing any internship. You have to work for at least 40 hours. You can not, you have to work for 40 hours a week. Yes, that is something you need
So,
to keep in mind, and you have like timesheets to follow to fill up when you are doing an internship. So that keeps a track of that.
okay, okay. So that is one thing like someone has
Yeah.
to keep in mind if he is doing an
Yes,
internship.
but again, that ultimately depends on your manager, and they generally like finally they have to submit from their end, so they take care of the timing. So as long as you're working, so that's it's fine.
That's fine. Okay. So yeah, all these things we talked about now, like our internships and stuff, all these things, technical things we talk now about like normal life things. Like you are currently at the US, so like one thing many people may want to know, like what are the things that you have to keep in mind while staying in US? Like you are also at rent there. What is the cost of renting over there? Also, like what skills you have to learn, like if you
Yeah,
are staying
yeah,
in the US alone. So we
yeah.
can
That
discuss about that.
yes, yes, of course. That is I feel that's equally important as getting a job here and doing good enough coursework, because that is kind of 50% of your stay,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but like that you do. Yeah, then the 50% you do the course.
Yeah, yeah, because you have to stay physically and mentally fit to be able to cope with the pressure of study, coursework, and jobs, etc. So yes, rents. I'll go like one by one. First, I'll go for the rent. Rent varies from place to place, and even like cities in it varies from cities in a state. In one city A, it might be something. City B, it might be something else. So yes, where I was staying, Gainesville, UF University of Florida is at Gainesville. The rent was pretty average. It wasn't high. It wasn't very low, but it was average. you will get to know the comparison when you shift to cities like cities in California, cities in up north, like Baltimore or New York. I'm not even going towards New York. It's
New York, I think, is very expensive, like what I
yeah,
have heard.
very expensive. So yes, places like Dallas, Austin, then Phoenix, Arizona, then Gainesville. These all places are like North Carolina. These all places are like good. It's the rent is not that high. You can manage properly.
So can you like give a ballpark amount, like if someone is staying like taking one room for rent, is like, or
Yeah.
someone is sharing like two rooms, 2 BHK, like how much it may cost around?
Yes. The more you share, the lesser is the amount. That is for sure.
That is
Uh,
okay.
Generally, I mean, average. I feel if and there is something as full furnished and unfurnished apartments.
Yeah, that
Unfurnished,
is like here also.
yes,
In
unfurnished
Bangalore.
apartments are of course cheaper.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, maybe you will get it around 300, 400 a month, 300 a month, $300 a month or something. And where I'm saying this based on where I was staying. So it varies very much from place to
So
place.
like as per your experience, is it like good to get a unfurnished rent, or like get a furnished like home, something? Like what do
Mm,
you feel if someone should get? Like
I
depending,
per-
obviously it depends on the deal, like how
hmm,
much deal you're getting. That also
yeah,
is one factor. But like, what do you feel?
that is there, and I personally felt that okay, fine, I will be staying for like not permanently, right? I'll be on off, and if I have some appliances which are already there, I will just leave it there and leave. Otherwise, uh, when you go there, when you arrive, you are coming in a new place for the first time after such a long journey, and you enter the room and it's completely empty. So that is what I did not prefer. That I always prefer like okay, fine, I will spend a little bit more, but I will have those things ready when I reach there. That helped me a lot. My how I think is like if I am spending a bit more on these, like having, I prefer like a personal room, personal attached bathroom, etc., furnished. If I spend a bit more on these, I will have the peace of mind to prepare for some the thing which I came here for, like coursework
Studies
and
and stuff,
yes,
coursework, yeah.
and like fortunately, I would say for me that kind of worked out till now. Um, I could like focus more on what I actually wanted to, and there was nothing to, no one to disturb or like not disturb, like get bothered with something. So yeah,
Like there
that
are
was
something distractions that come up, and you have to like avoid that also, like sometimes, yeah.
exactly. And also my roommates were I mean they are extremely good, so they are all like busy with whatever they are doing. And of course we had fun times. It was my stayed in a four bed four bath apartment. Like if there were four rooms and each room had their attached bathroom. So no one was bothering or like no one is sharing anything with anyone except the common room and the kitchen. But you can like sit together, watch TV and cook, etc. So yeah, it was a great time I had. My roommates were also great.
So like, what do you guys do over there in the free time? That I am really uh, curious
Yeah,
about.
so
Like,
there are ample number of opportunities your university itself will provide you with. There are different kinds of events that are going on almost every day. Evenings they have events on Fridays and all probably. Like we had events on Fridays. There are different outdoor activities also that are conducted by the university. So yeah, these things, yes, these things are very much I found the difference here. Like there are many events going on here, conducted by the university itself. There are so many free stuffs you can get here, free T-shirts and different kinds of stuff. Like for every of these company visits, for example, they give out merchandises like the company marked merchandises on all bottles and everything. And then there comes the events conducted by the colleges. There are game events like American football, basketball, and all these events are there. So yeah, you can get engaged in all of these as much as you want, or else you can have a good time with your roommates at home, or you can there are places you can go about. You can get a bike, like a cycle, and you can go about places. So like solo trips are very common here. There are many bike trails and everything. So there are lots of things you can do in your free time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, that is great. So, also like you're talking about the skills that we are talking about the rent. So you told like furnished is what you preferred. Okay.
Yes.
So then comes the factor like what things you have to like learn or like know beforehand coming to the US, like this
Yeah.
different skills.
Yes. So one most important thing is I felt is cooking. So cooking is something which is best if you know the basics and come from India. Here you will get to know eventually. But if you feel that okay, fine, the people here, the localites here, they also don't cook the way we do. So I will blend in, and I will. There are good appliances for cooking. Of course, you don't have to worry about that. There are like conventional ovens and microwaves and everything. Of course, you can use those, but you will have to have some basic skills or like interest to be able to cook. You cannot like uh, stay hungry. Of course, you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stay physically healthy.
Like, is the food expensive over there? Like the normal restaurants food, like you can't do that.
Uh, you can order. There is
Or
food. There is food of, yeah, but the conversion, if you start converting, it's huge. You cannot convert. So, but yeah, that's the point. Like if you're studying here, you don't have an income in the currency over here, so you have to convert, right? So whatever you're spending here is in the rate of what money you have brought from India. So yes, for example, like if you just spend $10 on a food something, it's not much, like right, $10. It's not much. $5, $8, but when you are converting, $10
yeah,
comes
it's
800, 900,
huge.
900.
Yeah.
So yes,
Okay.
it's but again, it's personal opinion, personal choices. I did not prefer
Yeah, yeah.
that at all. I tried to spend as less as possible, and I like cooking also, so I try to do
Mm.
everything. Like at home, you have to make your breakfast. You need to carry your lunch or something, or have it at home, whatever. And like three times food you have to make, or what you can do is like what I do at times, like you have a kind of heavy breakfast and then you can skip the lunch or have something light, and then you can again prepare for dinner. You can prepare dinner for maybe 2 days or something. That's what most students do. You have to have like storage containers, and you can like store food for maybe 2 days or 3 days, not too long. It's not advisable, not good for your health, but 2 to 3 days is good enough. And yeah, you will get ample number of different kinds of supplies here, supplies in the sense of different kinds of food items. So you won't face the problem of shortage of food, like types of food items, like those many number of items you cannot even imagine in India. So you have the option of, like, if you want, you can just have a protein bar or something. And protein bars here are not those just granola bars or something like that. They're very nice, and you can have those for your lunch. And just then in the evening you have something. There are you can get like blenders and all very cheap here. You can have those for milkshakes, etc. So yeah, there are many different ways you can avoid outside food, and many options outside for outside food also. So it's completely your decision. You have to have like a balanced kind of a balanced diet, and you cannot like only stay on a particular kind of food.
Right.
Because
Yeah, you have to keep on.
yeah, we are not accustomed to that, right? We are accustomed to having different kinds of vegetables and rice and roti, etc. All these things we are accustomed to. So many people try to blend in here. It works at times, but many a times I have seen my friends, they fall sick because of that. So I would say don't do that. At least know the basics. YouTube is there to help you out, of course, but you need to have that
Mhm.
enthusiasm to do that. So I personally I like cooking. So it hasn't been a problem for me. I have been cooking like day in, day out, so that's not a problem. But I would say that's a skill you need to develop. Even if you don't have, you need to develop, but you need to get into that mindset before coming here, that okay, I have to do this. You have to do your room cleaning, etc., by yourself. Yeah, now for laundry, you will have your washer dryer. Of course, it is there for every apartment. If it even if it is not in your apartment, there will be a common place for washing and for laundry that is there. So yeah, these are some basic.
basic skills.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
very
like
important.
basically, I will never be able to go to the US because I don't know cooking at all, and like I'm not that into the cooking. So
So I
no,
mean,
I'm just joking.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just joking. That I
Yeah.
understand.
There are many. I mean, many students are there who don't, who are not into that interest like cooking or something, but you have to learn, right? Because
You
you
have to
cannot
learn,
live
right?
without, you cannot
Okay,
stay completely on outside food. So it's best you get into that headspace before coming here itself.
okay. Yeah, that is like yeah, that things you have to obviously know
Yeah,
like as you're staying alone over there in a different country,
yeah,
so you have to you
yes,
can't rely on someone else. You have to rely on
sure.
yourself because I think the things over there are very expensive. Like if you like keep a maid or something, cook or something, that would
Yes,
be very expensive for you. So.
yes, it is expensive. If you are not having your income here, it is expensive for sure.
But after like you can have your income, then you can keep a cook or something, or like then also.
No, you cannot. There is no system of keeping a cook or something. No, no,
Okay, there isn't.
not at all. Unless you are living in like a farm or a farmhouse or something where you have your maids and all, as you see in movies. Just joking. I don't think even that is there. So,
Okay.
there is no concept of someone coming to the house, to your house for cooking and all. No, nothing is there.
Really? Okay, okay. Like in here, so we have a cook here, so she
No,
does
no.
things.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
something you need to definitely get into that headspace before coming here.
Really, I didn't know that. Like all the people over there, like all the people, they don't have anyone like
No,
anyone.
no.
They do just a like
Yes,
by their
whatever
own
they
hand.
do, they do it themselves. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, like we had a very good discussion here, Samudra. So I think all of the viewers, like all of you guys, got a very good idea, like how what are the things you have to keep in mind and coming in US, like how to apply for like internships, how to apply for colleges. I hope this video helped you guys, and like we'll again discuss in some other topic in some other day, like if something comes along. So for now, I think this is it for this video, and yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
Sure. And thanks to you, Anish, for giving me this platform, this opportunity for describing things which others can benefit from. And because I wanted to explain this for a long time, I was not getting the time and not getting the not like it was, of course, my mistake. I was not able to find a media to communicate. But yeah, thanks to you for giving me this opportunity, and I hope this helps a lot to the viewers. Feel free to reach out to my whatever contact has been
Like, yeah.
provided over LinkedIn or anything. So I would be happy to answer any of your questions to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, thank you, Samudra, for coming to our
Sure.
channel.